Hey guys, Jessica here. I am going to show you my basic eye look. I definitely get a lot of compliments on my makeup, mostly on my eye looks, and I did put a poll up on my Instagram asking what you guys wanted to see, and unanimously everybody said eye look, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to go through everything. Yeah, so if you want to watch that, let's go. So I think the most important thing to start off with is your eyeshadow. But I have one tried and true that I feel everybody should have. The quality is perfection and it will not break the bank. And that is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I am obsessed with this palette. The reason why this is my favorite palette is because you can do literally everything with this palette. If you have this, you don't technically need anything else. You know, you can make so many looks off of this and be happy with this. And I believe it's like $38 for 35 shadows. Yeah, 35 shadows for 38 bucks. So that is number one most important thing, is having your shadows. The next most important thing is your brushes. So let's get into those really quick. These are all Morphe brushes. So I can't separate them. There we go. So they're relatively inexpensive and you can get them at Ulta. So really quick, we've got a large shading fluffy brush, a smaller, kind of thinner brush that's still very fluffy, a small fluffy brush, and finally a packer brush. If you have this in your brushes, you're good to go. I still prefer a couple more things that if you have them, awesome. If not, go without. One of them is going to be an eyeshadow base or an eyeshadow primer. This is the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. This is a really good base for you to lay over your eyelid, and it really helps to stick the pigment on as well as to make it last throughout the day. If you don't have an eye primer like this, you can definitely go with more of a concealer. So a concealer is going to do something very similar to, wow, my hair, I swear, one of these videos, my hair is not going to look completely psycho. No idea when though. So a concealer, the main reason I use a paint pot over a concealer or an eye primer in general over a concealer is that concealer is usually a lot more liquidy. So you definitely have to make sure to only use a little bit and make sure you blend it out really well. Some concealers dry down really quick, so you need to make sure to work fast. I just prefer the eyeshadow primer, but a concealer is another good choice. If you already have a concealer that you're putting on your face, you might as well just go ahead and use it on your eyes as well and not pay the 20 some odd dollars that this is. I think it's like 22. And this is just the Morphe concealer. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go in with my MAC Paint Pot and just get some on this brush. This is the one that came out of like the Walmart palette or whatever. It has a weird fuzz in it. Got it. And literally, I have a mirror right here so you don't think I'm just going crazy over here. Literally, all I'm gonna do is take that all over the lid and up to underneath the brow. For time purposes, I'm gonna skip doing my second eye on camera so that you'll just be able to see me doing the one eye at least as well as you can with my hand covering it. All right, just like that. So now that my eyes look completely crazy, I am going to go in to, I believe this one's called Silk Cream, and I'm going to completely set down my eyes with this really fluffy brush. And all I'm doing is just taking that color everywhere. You're not going to notice much of a color difference on camera, most likely, but this is just making it to where other shadows are going to blend really well and pretty easily over the top of this. So now that I have done that and set all of that down, I'm going to start in with my darker colors. And so I'm going to start off with this one here called Pukey. So I'm going to go in with this JH33, more of the flat shader brush and go into that pukey shade. And then literally we're just gonna take this into the crease. Just like that. And so then I'm going to go in with this brush, the smaller shading brush, and I'm going to go in with an even darker color. I'm going to hit Roxanne right here, which is almost a good brownie red, and I'm going to hit that just in the crease, trying not to go too far above. So I'm going to go back into my JH33, go back into that pukey shade, and blend over the top. And we definitely want to try to have a good seamless blend here to where you can see both of the colors, but that they're not their own separate entity, that they're really just blended nicely together. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this packer brush here, and I'm going to go into this chocolatey shade Chip right here. And then I'm actually going to just hit the outside here and just kind of pack and blend a little bit on the outer edge. Just like that. All right, so there is that. So then the next thing I'm going to do, this is the JH42. This is the small packed brush here, and I'm going to do a cut crease. So a cut crease is where you take concealer. I really like this Morphe white concealer. It works really well. And literally I'm going to carve out this section so that I have a really tacky base so I can put a good shimmer over the top. So go ahead and take some of that white concealer and just kind of pack and blend it on. Something I didn't mention is that a cut crease is not just for shimmer shades. You can also use it with a completely matte look to get very good color payoff. And without creasing my eye in any way, I'm going to take this packer brush here that I used, and I'm going to go in to the second shade Beam right here. And I'm going to get it all over my brush and just start packing it on. And I want to make sure to do this as quickly as possible to make sure I don't crease and transfer all of this up. But then also, that's the reason that I do one eye at a time. Just like that. So then I'm going to go in with this M506 here. I'm going to go into that chip, that chocolatey brown, and I'm going to fluff and blend just so, again, I don't have a harsh line right here. I'm going to kind of blend it through just to kind of clean up any on the upper edge that I got. All right, so next we are going to go back into this and just kind of blend over the top. I'm not adding any additional product to it. I'm just going with what's already in there. And then I'm going to go in with my cleanup brush here and just go right over the very top just to clean up the edge and make sure the base I put down and that top shadow are blending well. And this has no product on it. That is the reason I like to do it like this. Now I will do my liner, and I'm going to try my best to show you how to do liner, and we will see how it goes. So I'm using my Art-ki-tekt liner that I got in my Allure Beauty box. I'm actually in love with this liner. It is a very sharp tip. So I'm going to start at the inner and just draw a very thin line across my lash line. and then I'll start out here and do the wing. So let's see how well I can do this. This is gonna block some of the light. Quick pause here so I can zoom you on in. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing with my eyeliner. Alright, so there was my really thin line. So then I just usually try to start where my dark shadow stops and just kind of angle it out and flick it in like that. And then take the top of the line and angle it in. And then just fill in. Then finally, I'm just going to take from the front and start to slowly, gradually work it up to where it matches that. And there is one wing all done. Hopefully you can see a good close-up. No, my wings are never perfect. Literally never perfect. But they are good enough. They look pretty darn similar, and I am super happy with this right here. I do have a too much gene where I try to continue adding and adding and adding, but I feel like, you know, they come out basically about the same length. My eyelashes being a little light right now with powder is throwing me off. So I am going to do the rest of my face off camera, and then I will come back to finish the lower lash line and mascara. So 1 second, be right back. All right, welcome back. Here is my face basically done. I'm going to go ahead and start with the under eyes now, and I am going to go into that, the Roxanne color here. And I'm going to take my line brush that I totally forgot to mention to you at the beginning, and just kind of stamp and, I was going to say jiggle, wiggle, stamp and wiggle the brush just along the lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in with the JH40 that I didn't actually use, go into Pukey, and just clean it up a little bit. And if you don't make the weird face, you're really not doing it right. And that is the eyes basically complete. I'm going to go in with just a black liner. This is Starlooks Black Ultra-Luxe Longwear Eye Pencil. Obviously my eyes are watering a little bit now. A little trick I learned is that if your eyes are watering, just kind of look up, take some deep breaths, and it helps to clear your eyes. Next I'm going to do liner, or mascara. So always do your bottom lashes first, and I actually use a sample size. And by doing your bottom lashes first, that helps give them a little bit extra time to dry. So then fan your face. And we're going to go in with the top lashes. By the way, this first one was Maybelline Great Lash. Now I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now, I am not a huge fan of false lashes. I think they look really good on a lot of people. It just takes me so long to put them on that I feel like it's pointless. So I actually just let these dry for a second and then go in with a second coat. I feel like that gives me the length that I need, and it's just, it makes it to where I don't have to put on fake lashes, so that helps. You can also curl your lashes to help, but I cannot find my lash curler for anything. So there is that. We are going to go in with the setting spray. So while my face is still in the process of drying, final step is to highlight everything. So I'm going to take my pencil brush, go back into the second one, Beam, and I'm going to use that as my highlighter literally everywhere. So I'm going to take it under my brow bone and just kind of start at the highest point and just kind of flick out. And I'm also going to take that same color, that same shade, and just go inner corner. I'm also going to take an actual highlighting brush and just kind of dip into that one. So that is our completely finished look. Let me zoom you on in just a little bit. All right, so here is the eye look that I created today using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this today. If you want to see tutorials of anything else, definitely let me know. Leave some comments down below. Make sure to hit that red subscribe button and make sure to hit the little bell next to it so that you get notified every time I upload a video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below as well in the comment section. I really enjoyed making this for you and I hope you have a great night. Bye!